Yo my people, Unruly Gooner here, back with a match reaction after the Arsenal-Fulham game. Before we get into it, you know the vibes. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel and follow on the Instagram at Unruly Gooner. Yo, yeah man, so it was a bore draw today against Fulham. 1-1, it finished. A very dry game, very flat. Nothing much going on. But yeah man, before I get into that, off the back of a decent week man, slapping up Sheffield United 3-0. Some good goals, and then slapping up the racist on Thursday in the Europa League. Yeah, it's been a good week, so I think a lot of Arsenal fans were pretty optimistic coming into this Fulham game, and thought that we probably just going to turn up and just turn them over. But obviously it's one of the ones where Arteta made a few changes, so 5 of the players that started against Slavia Prague during the week didn't start today, and they are important players for us. So he took them out, to rest players. He said certain players didn't recover well after Thursday's game. Obviously a lot of energy got put into that game, because that was our cup final at the time. That was our big game, and we had to get it over the line. We had to win that game to save our season. So obviously we managed to do that. So now onto this game. I wasn't surprised not to see all our big hitters playing. I thought it was right to rest certain players. I thought we could even rested more, to be honest, but it was in a bit of a lose-lose situation, because if you rested everyone and played the team that no one wants to see, like all the fringe players, everyone would have been moaning. And if you play the strong team and people get injured, everyone would have been moaning. So all the fans and stuff. So it was in a bit of a lose-lose situation. So I think he kind of made the right decision to, take out a few key players, but don't change it holistically, because we still need a little bit of continuity in the team to keep the momentum going and keep the performances high, and try and get the win. I still think the team he chose was good enough to win the match, but it was just one of them games, man. It was a proper boring game to watch. Lack quality, man, and just lack purpose as well. It was one of them games where obviously we're not really playing for much. 1 point, 3 points, no point. It didn't make any difference to us. Obviously, it's important not to get any L's and keep the momentum going. But other than that, the result, it doesn't change anything. As far as I'm concerned, our league season's over, innit? As nice as it would have been to win, to get the point doesn't change much. But obviously, Fulham are fighting for their lives in the league right now, man. So obviously that game meant a lot more to them. And you've seen over the weekend teams like Newcastle and playing West Ham, and teams like Burnley playing United today even. When there's something on the line, they tend to put in a performance, and these teams have been doing that and getting points off of the big teams. They get me. So I wasn't surprised with Fulham getting the draw today. I thought they would have even turned up on a bit more smoke, because I watched Fulham a few times this year, and they're not a bad team. They've got a few decent players in their team, but I was kind of surprised with their approach to the game, because they kind of allowed us to have the ball. They weren't really pressing from the get-go. They weren't pressing. We had the ball, but because of the players that we had on the pitch, none of them are gonna break the lines with the passes, in terms of like Ceballos or Nini in the middle. So there was a lot of sideways passing, a lot of slow, just passing around the back, rotating it, but not really playing that killer ball through. And we had a few opportunities and stuff. A couple chances where we probably should have took the lead. Martinelli had a couple of good chances. And then obviously we had the disallowed goal from Ceballos, which was unlucky. Saka was marginally offside in the build-up play to the goal. So that was unlucky for us not to take the lead. And then Emil Smith-Rowe went through, and he was well offside as well. He didn't over the goalie, which led to Martinelli scoring, but that was clearly offside. That was never going to count. But yeah, other than that, we were just kind of knocking it. That first half just went by, just us knocking it around, dominating the ball. They didn't really have anything. Matt Ryan was in goal the whole game. He didn't really have a save to make. I think he had one shot on target the whole game, and that was a save. It was a save that you'd expect Matt Ryan to make. You get me? So yeah, it was one of them ones where they weren't creating anything, and neither were we. We created a few little half opportunities, but nothing spectacular, nothing that was deserving to take lead, apart from the disallowed goal. You get me? So yeah, going forward, it was just a bit slow, a bit predictable, and a bit yeah, not as fluent as we have been. But we looked a bit leggy. We looked like we put a lot of energy into that game on Thursday, and it was showing in the match. Yeah, so other than that, second half now come, and it was just more of the same. And then they got a breakaway from a lucky little penalty. Poor foul from Gabriel. I'm not sure if he even caught Lamina, to be honest. But he's very rash, and Gabriel's been a bit sloppy recently in his performances, so I wasn't surprised that he even made that kind of mistake. I think the past kind of couple of months has been a bit of a reality check for Gabriel, because he started off for us very well this season. Everyone was lauding him as one of the best signings, and we got a gem, and he's a big defender. He's going to be here for years, and I still think he will be. I think he will be. He's got the potential to be, and even now, he's probably he's the one I want to see in there playing, because going forward, I think he can be our defender, our centre back. Because I like to have an athletic centre back. I like to have someone who's dominant and has got presence, and he's got all of that. But I think sometimes his decision making is a bit poor, and he needs to yeah, like nothing that will come with him getting used to the league, getting more used to the tempo, and just not being so rash, not always diving in. You get me? Because yeah, the penalty he gave away with Lamina just kind of just sold him it, and he just bought the foul, man, literally. And it was kind of a basic mistake from him getting the penalty, and then they scored it, and that gave them something to hold on to, man. Gave them something to hold on to. That kind of changed the dynamic of the game, because before that it looked like we were just going to get the goal and just see out the game. But that gave them something to hold on to, and then from then, it didn't really give us a kick up the backside, but we kind of started trying to put a bit more pressure on them, trying to push for the goal, and then in the end, we ended up getting a goal from Eddie Nketiah last minute. Matt Ryan come up for the corner, which was good of him. I like to see that, because I don't think I've ever seen Leno come up for a corner or anything like that. So it was good to see Matt Ryan up there trying to throw himself in there, in the mix. Just being like extra body in there, trying to go for the game. Last kick, why not? Might as well lose 2-0 than lose 1-0. So yeah, I like that from him, man. It shows that he wants it. So he can't there, and he managed to get his head on the ball and then set up the chance to Ceballos, who he kind of volleyed it to a deflection. Great save from Areola, and then Nketiah tapped it in. Areola was good for them today in goal. He made a couple of good saves. Good save from Pepe as well, cleared it off the line with his foot. And yeah, like, he was probably their best player on the pitch, to be honest with you, because there was no standout performance today. It was dead from both sides. And a draw was probably the fair result. I thought it would have been a bit harsh if they won it. I think we probably done more than them to win the game. We probably deserved to win the game, but a draw is what it is, man. Like I said, I didn't really care about the result, to be honest with you. I wanted to win, but I think the worst thing that happened today was Lacazette getting injured. That was the worst piece of news that come out today, man. Like, on top of us drawing the game and not winning it, the massive blow, because he's been one of our standout players of late, and he's been really the one that's been getting the goals and helping link it all up. So I hope he's not out for too long. It's a hamstring injury. I don't know what grade it is. We'll probably find out in the next couple of days and see how long he's out for. But yeah, man, with that Europa League tie looming against Villarreal, it's not looking good, because hamstrings are you're normally looking at about a minimum 2 weeks with a hamstring, even a light hamstring. You get me? So yeah, hopefully he'll come back. Our next game is Everton, I think, next Friday. So no Abba, no Laca. Obviously Nketiah come on today and scored a goal. I wasn't over the moon to see him come on, if I'm honest with you, but he was probably the only option, him and Willian. So yeah, he's come on. He got his goal, done well. Fair play to him. But I just hope that this doesn't fool people now. I hope that Arteta doesn't think that he's the answer, because we've already tried the Eddie experiment. So I don't really want to see him starting against Everton, because last time he started against Everton, he was poor this season. He's not the one for me. So I hope that maybe, because Laca's injured now, maybe try Martinelli up front and then bring Pepe onto the wing where Martinelli is. I think that would be a better option than to have Nketiah up front. But yeah, we'll see anyway. Hopefully Laca gets back soon. Abba Might have even recovered by that game. You never know. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it was a boring game, 1-1. Again, fine margins. I know the whole Arteta out camp's gonna come out again, come out firing. But yeah, you know us fans are reactionary, man, and I know that if everyone literally looks at the game today and puts it into context, we know that it was fine margins why we even drew that game. Fulham had one shot on target. Matt Ryan didn't have nothing to do the whole game. We've got disallowed goals from VAR, again, fine margins. Saka's offside by a toe, or a toenail even, not even a toe. And then, yeah, that gets disallowed. They get their penalty, and VAR does their one, and he's onside by a flipping finger. You know what I'm saying? It's just little fine margins, man. Pepe's shot gets cleared off the line. It's just one of them games, and it's one of them things. And this season's been like that. We haven't been getting the rub of the green with decisions, VAR, whether it be red card, whether it be, I don't know, own goals, anything like that. We ain't get the decisions in it. So it's one of them ones. But again, this doesn't change our season. The big game for us now is Villarreal. So it's all about just getting ready for that Villarreal game, letting everyone recover, stay fit, injury free, ready for that game. But yeah, man, 1-1 it was today. Game done and dusted. Fulham, you never know, they're probably still due to get relegated anyway, man. Yeah, so that's their business anyway. But yeah, that's it, people. On to the next one. Peace.